On the mound throwing right off the bat. Does that make it official?
We've seen him a couple times down here already, but it is nice to get closer to kind of ramping up and getting everything going and making it official, but definitely exciting.
Having a lot of guys here early, what does that tell you? Does that show an eagerness to get here and get ahead of the game?
Yeah, we've always had that. Our guys are super eager to get going every year. A lot of them start to trickle in once February hits, but there's a big group of guys that have been getting some really good work in over the last couple of weeks on here. We've been able to lay eyes on everything. We're excited as well.
What's been the difference in the lead up to camp this year compared to your first year last year when it was all kind of rushed with the lockout?
A big part of it is just communication, being able to have our staff communicating with our players, understanding where they're at, being able to go and see them in person and kind of lay eyes on them even during the off season. So less surprises coming into camp. We know kind of where everybody's at.
Mo said yesterday you all had your first full staff in-person meeting, kind of got everybody together.
Yeah.
What's that been like, the integration with the guys that are on the staff? Obviously, it's a lot of guys who were internal, but big changes for sure.
The most excited I've ever been heading into the season. Our staff, it's a good group of guys that when you're building a staff, you want to make sure that you're bringing a lot of different personalities and skill sets to the table, and I think we did a really good job of that. It's getting guys to cover each other's blind spots, and we have, a personality for every single player that's in that clubhouse and how we're going to reach them. But also from a skill set standpoint, these guys are really good. So they all are on the same page when it comes to what we're trying to do here, and that's to continue to elevate the culture in that clubhouse. So,
Did Joe need directions into the complex, or did he still have those stashed away from the last time?
He's made his way around here just fine.
You're a guy who loves competition, preaches competition. I was just saying that this is going to be a camp of competition at several spots.
I think we say that every year because it's true. There's usually a spot where you're eager to see kind of how it unfolds, and there's competition. More than any other year, I would say there's going to be a lot of competition this year. There's a lot of spots that if you take your foot off the pedal, you will get past. And I look forward to seeing all of it.
When Mo was talking about where the competition might be this spring, he identified two groups, one being the middle infield and one being the outfield. How would you express the competition level heading into the spring? I know it's a long spring and these things can settle themselves out, but
they usually
approaching.
do. But leading into it, you really want to see how guys are approaching it and then just embracing the competition. So that's a big part of it. I'd agree that those are two spots. And then you have a group of lefties that are all competing to see who's going to be the guy to get another left-handed out in the pen. So there's different areas, but seeing how they all come into it, embrace just what's in front of them is going to be a big part of this as well.
Oli, with the rule changes that come into play with the pitcher's clock and the bases,
Sure.
will you guys do anything differently as far as stressing fundamentals and working
Yeah,
on those
absolutely. You
things?
have to. And we have a meeting tomorrow morning with our AAA staff to go over different strategies that they used or got used against them when it comes to some of these rules, like the pickoff rule. There's decent communication within our big league staff and our minor league staff to make sure that we're not missing anything and how we communicate it to our guys. So, yeah, that would be a big part of our spring as well.
Is there an extra layer of reflectment when you see Wainwright on